everybody, it's Janet from Sugarshine Designs and welcome to another wedding card today. I'm going to show you all the dies and how I put this card together, but I want to first tell you that I cut this all out in white cardstock and then colored it using Spectrum Noir markers. First I'm going to talk about the Leafy Foliage die. I use this for the background and framing of my wedding cake and the doily. This is a great die in your stash. I find I use it a lot, so I highly recommend that one. Next is the nested stitched eyelet set that I used to create my little doilies. I cut 2 of those, and then here's my wedding cake, very pretty, from the new wedding series that just came out. Next up are the butterfly dies. I made 2 of these. These are in the regular store as well, and just set off my cake and help frame it. Last but not least is the Celebrate Expressions die. I cut 2 of those and used my mink machine to foil them in pink and gold, and then offset them a little bit. But you could use any kind of cardstock you have, glitter or foil or anything. Here's a closer look at the tiered wedding cake die, and you can see there's a ton of little pieces here. And that can be a little daunting to people, including myself, but I have found a trick recently that really helps out. This is just a piece of glittered foam glued to a piece of cardstock, and then I've used this Glad press and seal to wrap around the whole thing. I haven't even taped it or anything, just wrapped it around. And then as I cut out my pieces, I just stick them on this, and I can even color them and everything, and they just stay on. They don't move around at all. So I actually made this with all these teensy tiny pieces and never lost a single one because I used this board that I created. And I want to demonstrate for you how easy it is even to punch out these little pieces. So here are my pieces that are still in the card, and what I'm able to do is just use my poker tool here and put it against the Glad press and seal, push them through, and they stick just like that to my board. Here's some more tiny little flowers. Here's some of these stars that I pressed out. And you can see here how easy these are to just press out, and voila, they're all stuck to your board. Now I want to show you here also how easy it is to color these little pieces. They don't move around very much, and all these teeny little things that would drive you crazy trying to hold on to them while you colored them just stay in place. Look at these tiny little leaves. I mean, it works very well. And the press and seal works for quite a while. I've been using it, and I haven't had to yet replace it, although I can tell I'm going to have to at some point. So the press and seal idea is not new. It's been on the internet. That's where I saw it on YouTube. Several people demonstrate it. I finally decided to try it for myself, and I gotta tell you, it works very well. So moving on, you can see that I'm putting together the cake, and I'm sticking all the little pieces on here. Now again, these are very small little pieces, but thanks to the press and seal, and then the help of my little spatula here, which helps release them as I want them, I was able to put everything on pretty easily, and it saved time, and again, I didn't lose a single piece. I don't know about you, but I guess I'm kind of clumsy with my pieces, because when I've worked with small pieces like this before, I've tended to lose them. So what I'm doing here is, after I colored them all with my Spectrum markers, all these tiny little pieces, is I started to assemble the cake. And I assembled it very similarly to how the main picture shows on the packaging. And I gotta say again, that's my great tip too for today, is follow the package, because they do such a great job of showing you how to put together any kind of design that they've included for you, and it just makes it so much easier. So I've got the main pieces here, the bigger ones in fact, and now I'm putting on these tiny little tiny stars. But again, they stay in place, and I can put them exactly where I want with the help of my trusty tweezers there. Next is going to come the tiny little leaves, which are like grains of rice, really. They're just tiny. But they add a lot to the cake, so you'll definitely want to use them. It's just that I think without this press and seal, I probably wouldn't have, because it would have just driven me a little crazy. But give it a try. I really recommend it. You can see how to make this press and seal board go and look for it online. You'll see lots of people show you how to make it. Now to finish this one off, I had added some glitter, but I could still see some gaps. So to make up for that, I just used some Wink of Stella here to add some glitter in the places where there were gaps. Okay, so now let's show you how to put it all together. There are lots of layers to this thing, but the first is, of course, your base card, which is 5 by 7 in this case. And then on top of that, I cut a 5 by 7 piece of paper to go on the top. And I will put that in place for you. Next goes this 4 by 6 cardstock with a distressed peachy appearance. And once that's secured, I'm going to go ahead and add a piece of lace. This is 2 1/4 inch wide lace. It's kind of stretchy. And I secure it here by using just bits of tape on the inside. And then what I'm going to do to cover up those lacy edges is put a liner in this card when I'm done, so all that is neat and nice looking. Next are going to come my ovals. Got the silver mat as well as the matching pink mat made out of the nested stitched eyelet oval set. So I'll just secure those together with a little bit of an offset. And then I placed my cake on there as well. And now I'm working on, really trying to build a frame around the cake and those ovals. So again, I'm using that foliage die, which is so handy, and arrange that with tape and then secure my doily in the middle. Last, there's some extra bits of leaves that come with this set, so I replaced those in various places to fill in some of the, areas that seem kind of gappy. And then once that's in place, I'll go ahead and glue them all in. But this is really a matter of taste. You just kind of put them wherever you feel looks right, and then you can start gluing them in. Now I'm bringing in the butterflies, and you can see that I used a little bit of foam tape there on that upper wing to give it some dimension and lift to make these butterflies seem a little bit more 3D. The other butterfly also has some foam tape on the upper wing to do the same thing. Now I'm going to place these with glue, and I've got to hold it down a little bit over that lace because it takes a little bit for the glue to actually secure to the lace. But once that's done, it stays in place very nicely. Now I want to tell you that I used a little bit of Wink of Stella in the dark pink part of the butterflies to make them look a little bit more butterfly-like, I guess. And then now I can add at the bottom my Celebrate sentiment. Again, this was cut in 2 pieces. I used my Mink machine to cover them in a pink foil and a gold foil, and I know it doesn't come across very well in the video, so please take a look at the picture so you can see that. It really sets off the word really nicely with those 2 colors. Now just a little bit of glue will do it in this case to get the expression actually on the card. Too much glue just makes a mess, and really you just need enough to tack it on and make it secure, and then you're in good shape. So once I have this down, I'm going to take my spatula and again kind of fluff up the leaves a little bit on the bottom to match the ones on the top, and this just gives them a little bit more of a natural appearance without having to do too much to them. Alright, well, here's my final card. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I put this together. If you liked this video, I sure hope you will give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks much. See you soon.